Are you ready?
Yes, let's go. Let's
يا
get it.
محمد
Yeah.
شو أخبارك؟
الحمد لله. أنت كيفك؟
كيف صحتك؟
تمام.
How was your day? Tell me about it.
Wallah, my day was okay. I'm just getting ready for working at night today, so it was chill.
Working at night today? What
Yeah.
time are you working?
Let's say it's an evening. Let's say 1 a.m. كده.
1
a.m. Yeah.
What do you do for a living, man?
Basically, I'm a financial auditor. I'm a podcaster, and a voiceover artist.
And a voiceover artist.
Yes.
What's a voiceover artist? Tell me about it.
So basically, a voiceover artist is someone who does movie acting, like voice acting. We do the voices on the ads, like the answer machine, the whatever, like general ads for any ad like you see on TV, on social media. Yeah, these voices you hear, like on the metro, for example, it's like this is voice acting or voiceover.
So like an advertisement, they like, for example, فرضاً بيجوا بيقولوا لك إنه بيعطوكم script, you have to talk بتسجل صوتك يعني for
exactly. So basically, you get a script and you record like an ad, for example, documentaries. مثلا since you like gaming, يعني acting like games and so on. So basically, there's a difference between voiceover and voice acting.
Really?
Yes.
What's the difference?
So basically, for voiceover, it doesn't involve a lot of emotions. So basically, the art of like voice acting or voiceover is like sometimes you need to involve emotions based on whatever you're doing, like whatever the type of the script or the ad or the purpose.
So you have to show your emotions in the voice.
Yes. So you have to show emotions. You have to give sounds, like specific sounds. Like if, for example, like voice actors, when they do like animations, like let's say, for example, let's say Lion King, for example. There's someone who's doing Scar, and then someone who's doing Mufasa. So for example, Mufasa was done by James Earl, like one of the best voices ever.
Yes. Yeah. شفت مرة طلع بحلقة ببيج بانج ثيوري حتى one time they got him.
So basically, the character of Mufasa was more of like, I'm the king, I'm, the preacher, I'm teaching my son, who's Simba, giving him like the life lessons and how to be a better king. So you can see how his voice was very deep voice, especially when it comes to spiritual voice, like a spiritual voice, or like when he's advising his son, like something like, look, Simba, it's like,
Yes.
So for example, that's acting. Like you see characters like, if we go to Japan, to anime, in my opinion, Japanese are like one of the best voice actors in the world. Like if you see, I don't know if you're familiar with One Piece, for example.
Of course, yeah.
If you see like Luffy, like the actor of Luffy, she's basically a lady, and then you see how she's singing, she's interacting. When Luffy is fighting, is different. You can feel like Luffy's angry. When is Luffy angry? When is he's chill? When is he's happy? When he's eating? That's the difference. And like, if we talk about Zoro, the actor of Zoro is like a celebrity in Japan. So basically, since you're a gamer as well, there's a game, Ghost of Tsushima.
Of course, on the exclusive on PS5,
Exactly.
man. Everybody have been telling me about it. Until now, I haven't played it.
Man,
I have an Xbox, and I'm planning to buy PS5 only for it.
you're missing on a lot.
Yeah.
So basically, the main character on Ghost of Tsushima, his name is Jinkai. He's a samurai. So the voice actor of Jinkai is the same voice actor of Zoro. So you can see, I don't want to spoil the game for you, so I'll not tell you anything about the story.
Okay.
So you can, because of the voice and because of how good of an actor he is, you can see that reflecting on like the scenery and how beautiful the game is. So that's voice acting. Once you come to voiceover, if I give you an example of documentaries, it's like, because there's not much emotions when it comes to documentaries as much as like, for example, ads. So for documentaries, it's more like of straightforward because people are like, let's say, watching animals.
It's more informative.
It's
like they're just sending a message, let's
Exactly.
say, as plain as it is.
Exactly. But like, for example, when it comes to advertisements, it's like, especially the marketing ones, I need people to buy. So I need to give the buying emotion. But at the same time, let's say we have an ad for a luxury car. It's not going to be like the same tone or like the same emotion like for a commercial car or like the normal car you get me. So that's mainly voiceover.
The voiceover.
Yeah.
So what's the other one that you told me about?
It's the voice acting,
Yes.
and now this is voiceover. Yeah, so voiceover is like more of ads, documentaries, and that's mainly it, like ads and document. That's what I can recall at the moment. For voice acting, it's movies, it's series, animations.
like the animations and the like the Lion King.
Like
thing
the
that
Lion
you told
King,
me
for
about
example, like anime, the movies as well. Like if there's any voice, like someone who's like, for example, thinking, you know, you hear that voice of him thinking. That was actually recorded.
Ah, yes.
You know, that was actually recorded. So, yani actors, like if we go like to our region, like one of the best, in my opinion, like, and like in my opinion, you know, Mohammed Hinedi from Egypt.
Yes, of course.
He's one of the best like voice actors. He did like Timon بالعربي.
Yes, and the cartoon series, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And like even the Lion King as well. So he did Timon بالعربي. And excuse my memory, but I don't remember who did Scar بالعربي. I think his name was Mahmoud, if I'm not mistaken. He won the best Scar voice in the world, like in all the languages.
Oh.
Yeah. So voice acting, يعني imagine you acting but through your voice.
Okay.
It's a very difficult task because you are watching, for example, the animation. You have the script, and you need to act, and you need to know when to fix the right emotion, and you know,
with the right word,
with the right words,
situation,
with everything. And it's it's so stressful. You know,
it's pretty cool, man. Like, you know, the first time that I know also, you know, there's like two different parts of the equation.
Yeah. So basically for me it's like if I want to like if for people who especially like, you know, cartoons, animations and so on, they love voice acting, and especially we grew up on this. I would say like it's not difficult, and I don't want to scare people from it. All you gotta do is learn the fundamentals and then put your brand into it.
Man, do you think that for voice acting, is it only that you should have, let's say, the voice for it, or is it like a practice? Is it like, can anyone do it, or do you need to have the gem of the voice?
The gem is the voice is an extra, which is good. But anyone can do it. يعني all you gotta do is have good language, سواء بالعربي أو in English. مخارج حروفك يعني لازم it should be perfect as much as possible. And this comes with like the proper reading, proper listening as well. يعني I tell people, especially for us Muslims, يعني your best source is the Holy Quran. يعني it's the best Arabic scripture ever. يعني you have nothing better than this. So if you listen to it, if you read it, your language is gonna be better. مخارج حروفك حتتحسن. So all you gotta do is like, if your voice is okay, you have no medical issues, all you need is good language, that's it. So if you wanna let's say if you are like, let's say from Sudan, if you don't know the Sudani dialect, it's not gonna sound okay. So you can do like the white Arabic اللي هو يعني عربي من دون تشكيل, or you do like the فصيح, which is with تشكيل. And this gets better with more practice, with reading, and as I told you, like the Holy Quran, it's the best source. You can perfect your عربي, like your فصحى عربي.
Perfect الفصحى العربية.
Exactly. By listening, too much listening is perfect, but you gotta read as well. لأنه basically you'll get scripts. And usually clients, small clients, they don't get you proper scripts. especially like if let's say it's an English client, let's say a company outside of UAE
UAE. Yeah.
reached out to you, they basically throw the English script to Google Translate, and usually it's like trash. And it's not proper.
You mean they throw the scripts for
Yeah.
you in English, so it translates to
No,
Arabic?
no.
Or-
They translated themselves, but يعني in some situations, يعني some gigs that I got, يعني the Arabic is bad. It's not, يعني it's not, doesn't make sense.
It doesn't reflect the situation itself.
Yeah, يعني حتى it will be يعني أنت بتقراها كده and it's like what is this؟ يعني imagine you don't know the English script at all and
Yeah.
you got this, you'll be like
This
what?
doesn't make sense. والله
Yeah, I know. What is this? عرفت؟
انه والله السيناريو ما بيطابق انه بتشوف الفيديو والله it really doesn't match. What am I saying here?
At all. So I would say إنه يعني reading, you need to read as much as possible. يعني listening. And going back to the dialect, since I'm from Sudan, like if you don't know proper Sudani dialect, you are not gonna sound well in a Sudani ad, for example. So, which is not wrong. It's okay. So focus on your dialect, for example. If you are from Egypt, focus on your Egyptian dialect. If you are from UAE, from the Gulf region, focus on your dialect, and then practice on other dialects at the same time. If you want to expand, which is good, practice the other dialects. يعني ما شاء الله we have, there's a lot of people يعني I see on social media comedians with that. يعني when they imitate like other dialects, it's amazing. Like you cannot imagine that والله this guy is not Lebanese. How is that possible? You know? For practicing, all you gotta do is like listen, talk. يعني if you know people like if you want to perfect your Lebanese, and for example, I have a lot of Lebanese friends in my office, so I keep listening to them. I don't know if I'm sure they don't pay attention. Like I keep listening.
You talk. Let me just be here and I'll listen.
And then once they talk, I know. For example, when they keep talking, they'll be like, "This guy is not from this city. He's from that city, so his dialect is different." And I'm like, And like from a very young age, I used to like dialects. I used to like accents. يعني now I reached to a level like especially like one of my best friends is from Nigeria. He's Nigerian. So I love like my African culture and my heritage. So now I'm at a level where I can know this person is from Nigeria or not based off his accent.
Oh.
So from a very young age, and I used to like accents, dialects, especially like watching the shows, watching the يعني مثلا I can know this cartoon was done by an Egyptian voiceover or voice actor or like a Syrian or like a Lebanese. I can know that.
You can know that just by listening
by listening to them.
That's right.
Because for the Egyptians, they're like فصيح Arabic. Their dialect is still there. You can feel it. يعني ما شاء الله when you go to Syria, they are like one of the best people when it comes to the فصيح Arabic and like for like for like the Arabic language. They are the top. We have like Mauritania as well, Lebanese as well. يعني حتى يعني the biggest voiceover artists like in the region are from Lebanon and Syria. If you know Wael Tabal.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the voiceover of Google Maps.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and like his voice, mashallah, is like amazing, and like you can see that how good his Arabic is, and the list goes on. Yani.
Man, you mentioned that in the office you hear how the people talk.
Yeah.
What do you do in the office? Like, what do you do for a living? Like beside the
so basically,
voice
my official job is like I'm a financial auditor.
Okay.
I basically, if I want to break it into simple words, I audit companies. Like we go and like look into companies' books and look into what the accountants are doing. And try to, make sure that their accounting procedures, their accounting treatments are like proper according to the standards, like the global standards.
According to the global standards, in the UAE, like what kind of standards do they follow here?
We follow standards called IFRS, which is International Financial Reporting Standards. These standards are like followed in, like, let's say, all the countries of the world
Mm-hmm.
except for America. America has something called US GAAP.
US account.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the UAE, we follow IFRS and we make sure that their figures are okay. It's not 100% audit.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do 100% audit, but we try to make the assurance, like we are comfortable with like whatever was provided.
Mm-hmm.
And their financial statements, basically, for people who don't know what financial statements are, they are basically the representations of cash inflows, outflows, and everything related to money in a
Mhm.
company. So basically, these financial statements have users,
Mm-hmm.
internal and external users.
Okay.
So the users are like people like the owners of the company,
Mm-hmm.
the internal auditors, for example, of a
Mhm.
company.
Those are categorized under the internal users.
Yes.
Okay.
For the external users, we have like banks, for example. If you are dealing with a bank, the bank will be, I need your audited financial statements.
Mm-hmm.
So because the bank wants assurance on dealing, should I deal with this company or not?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have users like investors.
Mm-hmm.
If someone wants to buy shares in the company or wants to buy the company itself or wants to, for example, do whatever like with this company,
Mhm.
or for example, competitors also, they want to know how their competitors are doing when it comes to money.
Why would competitors need to look into the financial statements of a different company?
Well, because, for example, a competitor might have an interest of buying the company,
Oh,
so they want to know how it's doing, you know,
I see.
and then they want to know, for example, how good their business is, how yani competition yani wise.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, you know, for example, company A did how great it did last year.
But
How bad?
would they be permitted, let's say, to take a look into the financial
Basically,
books?
yeah, no. So basically, especially listed companies. When I
Mhm.
say listed companies, like companies who have shares, like they have shares, are selling shares,
Mhm.
like they are actually the financial statements are on their websites.
Mm.
Plus, their financial statements are like on the websites of the stock exchanges. Yani they have to post their financial statements on their like exchange houses. You know. When it comes to يعني financial statements, يعني if you go to big companies like companies into aerospace, aerospace companies
Mhm.
into telecoms and so on, they are 100% they have their financial statements on their websites.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So يعني competitors, I believe, يعني in my opinion, إنه good competitors will look into this. يعني they will look into financial statements.
I see. So they might like take a look at it into from a point of view of buying, or let's say monitoring how
Things are going, you know.
things are going in the market. يعني, for example, is if they are in the same level, if things are نقول في like big discrepancy between the companies in the market.
Yeah. لأنه يعني competition, you will see يعني people أصلا it's sometimes healthy, sometimes it's not. يعني a competitor might go and like look for the bad stuff. يعني they will go and look for the bad stuff. يعني they will search, عرفته?
To destroy their competitor in a
Yes.
sense.
And the others, the healthy competition will be like, okay, they are doing better. Why are they doing better? We can do better. What should we do? So they look into marketing, they look into money, which is financial statements. They look into everything. Oh, in like human resource. Oh, they have better managers. They have you know.
So it's like they take indicators, pointers to how
100%.
they can improve themselves as well.
100%. Yeah.
You mentioned that there's like the global standard, the IFS,
IFRS, yeah.
and the American standards. Like, what's the difference between them? Like, why do they use two different standards?
Wallahi, America is different, man. America, they have different standards. They use miles. They don't use kilometers. I mean, they use inches. They
Where
don't.
can I start? خليني أقول لك.
Yeah. I mean, so it's America, man. So I don't know. They just have their own standards. I heard they are trying to move to IFRS as well.
Mhm.
They just have their own ways, يعني صراحة. That's, and to my knowledge, it's America, and we just have our own rules, our own whatever. خلاص. But the entire world, they're following IFRS. يعني.
هلا, why do accounting statements and the financial statements matter in the company? For example, like why does it matter for auditors to audit the books of a company? Like what are you guys looking for? Like does the company hire you guys to audit for their own benefit? Well, is it like a must from the government to audit companies?
It's becoming more of a must. Because
why?
Okay. So basically, let's say your company A, you own your company. If you go to a bank and you want a loan,
okay,
the bank will not give you a loan because the bank, they do compliance, they do risk management, they do so on, because they are worried you will not be able to pay them their money. So they do research about you, research about your activities, especially let's say if it's a startup, if it's a different company, and one of their basic activities is getting the financial statements and understanding how things are going money-wise, because they care about the money. في النهاية, they want you to pay them money back if you take a loan, for example.
So they want the company, let's say, not to default on the loan which they're going to take.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, the bank gave you a service or a product which is money. At the end of the day, they want their money back.
They need to make sure.
So they try their maximum best. They do analysis, they do risk management, they do compliance to study like company A. Are they okay? Are they not okay? If we give them the money, is the business okay? They will give us the money back, and so on. And a lot of criteria, banking people know based on what will give them the balances as well. So this is one thing. The other thing now, like governments globally are like trying to force it into companies to get their financial statements ready and audited.
Why? Why the governments are forcing?
Because there are like مثلا they want like legit businesses. Like not there's no money laundry. It's not something going to bank. They don't not they want the businesses to be
legit.
Real businesses.
Let's say they want the business to be legit. Let's say maybe to filter the
يكون مثلا ما في سرقة, it's a true business. They are offering a service, like a right service, and or selling a true product. There's actually a true impact on it. And external auditing is like one of the pillars. There's a lot of other different pillars, but one of the main pillars is like external audits when it comes to figures and numbers.
I see.
Yeah.
Man, like, why did you study accounting? Like, was it something that you wanted to study? Was it something that...
Well,
like, why accounting
that's
specific?
a funny story, to be honest.
Tell me about it.
So basically, I was more into engineering, to be honest.
What kind of engineering? Is there like a certain...
So basically, there were two programs. It was either software engineering, because I liked gaming and I liked programming and so on, or biomedical engineering.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so basically, my father was like, "You going back home?" And I was like, "No, I'm not going back home." I was like, "I want to travel like somewhere else." And he was like, "No, you're not going to travel." So I did my research, and so basically, the biomedical engineering program was only in one university here in UAE, and I went to that university, and then I wanted to register, and they were like, we are sorry, but khalas, there's no more spaces, there are no more spots. I was like, okay, alhamdulillah, something came from God. But at that age, I didn't know that we have the ability as students, like university students, that later on you can switch your major. So that, I was young, so I didn't know anything. So I left. And then it was software engineering. There was a university here in Abu Dhabi offering that program, but my mother was giving me accounting to my mind.
Okay.
And then she was like telling me about the university where I graduated from, which is Iraq, American University of Ras Khaimah. they had a program called ECE, which is Electrical and Communication Engineering.
Electrical and communication.
So I was interested in that.
Okay.
And I was this close of applying, but like I went through the syllabus, like the courses and so on, like the program, and I saw calculus, physics, differential equations and so on.
Math. Who loves math?
And I was like,
and
and I was like, I can do it, but like no, it's like no, it's like it's too much for me. So from engineering to accounting.
From engineering
the
to
way.
accounting, because the whole life took you there.
Not only that, it's like I love money.
You love money.
Yes, I thought that accounting. Is,
Who doesn't?
yeah.
Who doesn't?
No, it's like I thought that accounting was like would take me to the money that I was looking for at that age, but now I'm just realizing that I'm looking on numbers that I can't touch.
Well, I'm auditing big numbers.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, one day.
So yeah, I did accounting. Honestly, no regrets at all. I did accounting. Did my 4 years, and yeah, I'm an auditor now. I'm not an accounting. I'm a public accountant. I'm not an accountant. I'm a public accountant. I'm an auditor. So yeah, it is what it is. Yani. No regrets, to be honest.
Man, do you think that like we have a hand in planning our life? Because, for example, the example that you just said applies on me as well. Because I also wanted to go in a certain way in university. Life command took me in a different way because of family situation, because of الجامعة هون, التكاليف, etc.
Yeah.
So life took me as well into accounting.
Yeah.
Back then, like throughout the period من لما كنت عم بدرس لبين ما تخرجت و I'm working, etc. I always resented the fact that I didn't study what I wanted.
Oh, okay.
I always was like, I wanted to be a fitness trainer. I wanted to be into...
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Because since I was 4 years old, I was always into fitness. I was always training, etc. And I love that. So my whole life, I expected that this is what I want to do. And this is what I wanted to study in university. But because I couldn't do it, so I resented the fact, and I was like, one day I want to do it. And then one time I quit my job.
Okay.
I quit my job.
Okay.
I was like, okay, now I want to do it. Now I have the capacity. I studied some certificates, etc. I had an offer in a gym, and I went for it. I tried it for 1 week. I hated it.
Okay.
Imagine, like I was looking forward through my whole life, and I resented the fact that I couldn't study it. When I tried it,
It's not.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I quit, and I went back to work in something else again. So, like, do you think that life knows what's best for us, or is it directing us in a way that is better for us, ونحن ما عارفين?
I mean, honestly, God knows better, to be honest. I completely believe in this. Yani, we keep searching for like stuff to work. Yani, sometimes you'll be like, oh, why did this didn't work? But I guess God, I'm sure that God knows better. Yani. So, and it's like you quitting, I'm not against it because life is about you trying.
No, I said to myself, like, if I didn't try it now, it's always going to be in my mind.
Yes.
Like, I'm every decision.
You cleared this خلاص
yes,
from the
now
list.
I cleared it.
You took it off, which is fine. يعني I was like يعني حتى from a very young age يعني people were telling me about my voice. And I was like I want to just do my accounting and get me something secure, عرفت? And then until يعني the way it started أصلا يعني I saw a video يعني on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was like, can you do this? He did like a movie trailer ad, a voiceover for it. I was like, I can do way much better than this.
Yeah.
I just did the video, even يعني using my, not even this phone, my old phone. Yeah. And it was like, the camera was not even clear and so on.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I was like, okay, I will not show my face and let them guess whose voice is it. I posted the video and it's like, God, like, wow. I was like, okay, it's going good. for me, it was just a trial at the beginning.
Mhm.
And then, I kept on posting until I got like my first like official gig where
Yeah.
like it was on TV, yani.
Mhm.
And then it went on. I felt like I want something more easier and smoother than a voiceover, because
Mhm.
voiceover is kind of, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it needs energy, it needs a lot of preparations and so
Mhm.
on. So podcasting was my thing. So I
Mhm.
started like same phone, same trash one, you know what I mean? I started podcasting. I was just posting like 10 minutes videos on my Instagram,
Uh-huh.
and I was getting good energy from my friends, from the people who are following me on Instagram and so on.
Mhm.
Um, and then one day, that's the story of the Moe Sully Talks brand, my podcast.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to apply for one radio,
Okay.
here in UAE. They had a competition,
Mhm.
so they were like, do a video on social media,
Mhm.
telling us why
You fit
you
this.
fit this.
Yes.
And at the same time, there was like a recording session where they give you topics
Mhm.
that you need to record about it. That was in a city in the
Mhm.
country. I don't want to mention it. Yani. I did the video, and I really like, when I say like, when it comes to social media, like my idea is like I kind of different.
Mhm.
So people might be okay with it or not, but I just enjoy it. Like with time, like that's why I'm like relating to you telling me I quit and I did this and didn't like it.
Mhm.
I realized that I'm liking it.
Mm.
I realized that I like that posting media on my social
Mhm.
media.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. My way was different than
Mhm.
others, but I don't care. Like at that moment, it was like um, something that I'm enjoying, an
Mhm.
exit from like the daily 9 to 5. Um, so yeah, I worked on that video,
Mhm.
and it was like the idea of the video is like one of my favorite rappers. Like he had a video,
Okay.
sorry, an album,
Uh-huh.
and the intro was basically coming from like an old radio recording,
Okay.
like the news,
Uh-huh.
So I used that. I used that text, and then I went on my. I have like very old ties, like from the 70s and so on.
Okay.
Black, black and white
Yeah.
edits and so on. And then I don't know. I think a lot of people don't know the story of this. Yani, they just saw the video, خلاص. So I used that, and then I used the instrumental, and then I used the text, the script to do it.
Mhm.
And then once I finished recording, I edited the voice so it can sound like vintage radio.
Mm.
I posted this on social media. I went viral. Like that time, it was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, it went like so good. Like I was seeing people posting it all over, and then I was like, wow. And then, I after like the competition finished, I didn't go to the next level.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but honestly, I learned very well that I like media. Like I
Mhm.
like posting on social media, and now that I know what I want to do. So one day, someone just slid into my DMs, and he was like, saw the video, was like, this is amazing. What do you do?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I do voiceover and so on. And he was like, how about we do like an episode or video together? I was like, sure. I was like, what do you do?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
And he was like, I'm a jiu-jitsu fighter.
What did he say?
Jiu-jitsu fighter.
Jiu-jitsu fights.
Yeah, he fights.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, interesting. Because that's why I'm telling you, everything comes from God. I already had the idea in my mind that I want to do a podcast where I
Mhm.
get people along and so on. In 1 week, I got everything set in 1 week.
Okay.
Because deep in me, I didn't want him to have that feeling that I'm not serious. I'm giving him excuses. So I did my research. In 1 week, I already had like a voiceover logo.
Mhm.
I fixed the logo. I made it like the podcast logo.
Okay.
I changed a little bit in it. I mean, with help a lot of people, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, I mean, shout out everyone who helped me on this.
ما بس
Yeah.
لحالي والله
Yeah,
يكلها
no.
يكلها.
I appreciate everyone, to be honest. So yeah, the logo was ready. I did my research. Shout out Dubai Podcast Studio. That's why I should.
Yeah.
I did my research.
What's the name of your podcast, man?
It's Moe Sully Talks.
Solid Talks.
Yeah. It's basically my first name and second name.
Okay.
Like short term, yeah, you know. And yeah, in 1 week, the brand was ready, logo was ready, everything was ready.
Mhm.
And shout out Mo Ali.
Mhm.
He was my first guest, jiu-jitsu fighter.
Uh-huh.
Big name in UAE.
Mo
mashallah.
Ali.
Mo Ali, yeah.
Ahmed Ali. Okay.
Yes. So this is, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but they're gonna know this after this is out. This is how Mausali Talks basically started. And I'm grateful for the support from everyone because now Mausali Talks is part of me. I love it, I enjoy it. And it's the passion of me doing social media.
Mhm.
And I want to honestly help the people. If you want to, that's why I'm getting people from all over. If you want to be a jiu-jitsu fighter now, you know who to speak to.
Mhm.
Whatever useful information was on the episode, you know, at least you know something, like at least where to start, what to do, how big and how lovely the sport is. I also I try to get people who are doing things I love. And for example, shout out Abu. I don't know if I should go guest by guest. صراحة.
اللي بدك اياه.
So the second guest is basically like a childhood friend of mine.
Who is?
Abu Ali, the second guest.
Okay.
Abu Ali is like a childhood friend of mine.
Uh-huh.
Now he's like a food blogger.
Okay.
Yeah. MashaAllah, his accomplishment, like this guy in less than a year, he's almost 100k followers on Instagram.
Okay. What does he do? A food blogger? Like what
Food
does he
reviewing.
do
He just
basically?
goes to restaurants, review food, homemade food, and so on. Whoever into the food and beverage industry,
Mhm.
Abu Ali is your guy.
If you're a foodie, Abu Ali.
Abu Ali is your guy. So, to be honest, this episode, all the episodes are special to me. The first episode is special to me لأنه I got support from a guy who doesn't even know me. He just appreciated the content I have.
Mhm.
And we pushed it عرفته. And he's a good speaker as well. He has good he's he's doing a lot of stuff. He's all over the place, which I admire. I believe in multitasking, to be honest. Abu Ali is like a childhood friend where we have a lot of memories, and to see us thrive and grow
Mhm.
is something really spiritual. And and like we had some good time talking about food, the thing that everyone on earth
Everybody
loves.
loves.
Yeah, and then I had people like Tarazan, for example, who's a local rapper, fitness trainer,
Okay.
personal trainer, and personal trainer. He's a local rapper in the UAE. Good energy. They call him Tarazan because if you see the episode, because in
He's
the
very
gym,
energetic.
he jumps and he's doing cardio. Sometimes you see him upstairs, everything.
Tarzan.
Yeah, so that's why the name comes.
Okay.
Good energy, good support from him as well.
Mhm.
Then there's Mustafa Auto. He's basically a YouTuber. He does content about Formula One.
Mm.
Basically, Formula One is one of my favorite sports, if not the favorite,
Okay.
because I love cars. I also discovered the love of Formula One recently.
Mhm.
Before, I was not paying too much attention to it.
Mhm.
I was watching like maybe 2-3 races per year.
Okay.
And I was always attending the Abu Dhabi race,
Mhm. The Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
the GP in Abu Dhabi. And when I was young, I used to work there. So I loved the vibes, I loved the energy over there. And recently, I just discovered like how much I love like cars and how much I love the sport. So Mustafa Auto to me was like one of the first references
Mm.
in Formula One. Someone who's like very technical when it comes to cars.
Mhm.
Someone who's like who knows the sport. Someone who wants to become a driver, inshallah, soon.
Mm.
Yeah, a racing driver. So and like his content is like he's very professional. He gives you the details. He goes into mechanics and like in the racing
Mhm.
sport and so on. So Mustafa Auto, And then there's Dr. Mahdi. Dr.
Dr.
Mahdi is like Dr. Mahdi was like صراحة a multitasking inspiration, to be honest. This guy is a pharmacist into marketing. He does social media. He does safari trips. Man, he has like an FJ cruiser where there's like everything ready if you want to go like to the desert.
Oh.
There's a tent on top of it. يعني the car is like customized to a crazy level. And even his car like won awards like best customization and like a lot of يعني car shows and so on. Then يعني Badr Saleh, like the legendary Badr Saleh from Ishili. He's basically like my favorite YouTuber of all times. I remember growing on his videos, and the guy is like another level صراحة. يعني the guy is like صراحة surprised me with how humble he is, to be honest. يعني someone as huge as him, he was a TV host before, and that period يعني he was YouTube top يعني.
صحيح بتذكر انه I remember I used to come and watch him his show
يعني صراحة we are waiting like for every episode يعني صراحة.
كنت انه افطس ضحك يعني.
Exactly. فصراحة I was surprised on يعني how humble he is, how he's like down to earth, and it's the best episode. يعني I love everyone out of my guests يعني. Genuinely I love all of them. But it's the best episode out there يعني. We cannot say anything. It's numbers, it's him as well يعني. Then AB is basically also a local rapper in Abu Dhabi. I mean, basically we know each other from a long time as well. And I love his voice, to be honest. يعني his voice يعني what we call it, since I'm يعني into voiceovers and so on, we call it like صوت مبحوح in Arabic. Yeah. And to me, honest, these voices are unique. يعني voices المبحوحة دي. So AB was also like, we had fun on that episode, like amazing. He's also a very يعني cool dude. He's chill. And then Big O. Big O is like, it's the episode now يعني the last episode showing now. Basically Big O was like someone who was like very happy with my work يعني صراحة. I was surprised and I was like, I love your work, it means so much to me that I will come to my show. And I was like, it means a lot to me because I'm a people's person. So I was like, I'm on my journey of weight loss. So basically since you were into fitness as well, he was يعني ما شاء الله he was on like 170 something now. Yes. Okay. Now he's 140.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's like all sport, like all workout and like diets and so on. So it was me of supporting his journey, getting him on the show, supporting his journey, and as well as learning from him as well, because now he's an expert. Now he knows if yani someone who's overweight and he wants to start somewhere, he can know that it's not the end of the world. No, I can lose weight. I don't need to do very difficult stuff. All I need to do is start working out.
Like you see a lot of صراحة inspirational stories يعني إنه على sometimes when people are overweight they reach a point where it stops them from living. Like they cannot live normally anymore. They get to a point where it affects their daily life,
their career,
sleep,
everything,
their family.
Yeah, he was telling me that he gets like I don't remember the disease name, to be honest.
Sleep apnea.
Yes, thank you. يعني we cannot sleep for straight 8 hours. So because يعني بيجيه ضغط تنفس or like he can't breathe. Yeah. So it's like he was telling me that I couldn't drive. Like for that period, I stopped driving because I was worried like I'll sleep while driving.
Oh.
Yeah. So like you said, it's يعني it stops your daily routine, and it's not healthy at the end of the day. يعني you get diseases like diabetes, and so on, like which is not healthy. It's not taking you nowhere.
والله صراحة إنه obesity هلا nowadays if you look at it it's like a big problem.
Yeah.
Like the number of obese people is getting
It's
more
crazy.
and more.
Yeah,
Diabetes
yeah,
number
yeah.
here in the UAE are skyrocketing حتى.
Yeah.
I think يمكن here in the UAE يمكن second or third country in the world in the numbers of children who are diabetic.
Yeah.
So يعني the food industry is affecting heavily the health of
Yeah, because now I think the not healthy food is much easier to get
much
than
cheaper.
and cheaper.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day يعني صراحة the more you grow إنه you start hating مثلا now I'm like trying to stop to cut sugar. يعني I reached to a level where like يا أخي it's like I'll be like خلاص I'll have يعني one dessert once a week وخلاص. يعني they say that yes we are humans we need it and so on خلاص I'll kill this in me I'll have a dessert يعني once a week مثلا.
Your body adapts, man. Like
Yeah.
because
And honestly I feel so much better.
of course.
يعني I have يعني I don't sleep a lot which is not okay I'm admitting but because يعني to my routine because يعني I have a 9 to 5 and then I go and brainstorm on like doing social media and so on. At the same time, I brainstorm because I want to have my own business as well. So what to do on that. So my sleeping is not that much. But when the moment I stop, يعني صراحة, I can say that I didn't have a soft drink for the last 3-4 weeks. I feel so much better. يعني to people who think that this is not true, no, it's true. Wallah, يعني it makes so much. You have much energy, which is surprising because sugar gives you energy, and now you're not taking sugar. You're either taking it from the right source, for example, fruits, or you're not taking it at all.
Very true.
Yeah.
لأنه your body adapts. Like for example, the body has two mechanisms. You either نقول adapt on sugar or you adapt on ketones. Which ketones you get when you have a high fat diet, basically. So cutting sugar might be tough for the first period, but the body is going to adapt, is going to switch the mechanism.
Yeah.
لأنه the ancient humans, they didn't have all the sources of food all every day long.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
They used to eat whatever they find in their way.
Yeah.
Basically, they used to hunt. They used to hunt, let's say, animals and eat their meat, their fats, etc.
Yes.
And the luxury is when they find honey hive, let's say beehive.
Yes.
They go and eat sugars. So the sugar is like a secondary thing for them. It's not like the main source of energy. So the body adapts. Like you can live on a high-fat diet, or you can live on a right sources of sugar kind of diet, but not the refined ones and the processed هلا اللي بتلاقيهم بالسوق ومطلع. You look into the market, you look into a product, you find like so many ingredients, like more than 5-10 ingredients in one product.
Yes. And I mean, and also like I'm not sure if I'm 100% correct, but you might correct me. It's like whenever they say it's sugar free,
it's never free.
You need to check like the ingredients, and then you'll get surprised. And so that's big O. Like and by the way, like I still support him until now. And like whenever I feel like he's down, I speak to him. I was like, no, you have to finish. You have to continue. You have been this is a long journey that has to finish. And also another guest was Shihab. Shihab, basically we go back to uni, like we used to be in the same uni, and we used to play basketball on the same team. He's a professional drifter.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice.
And he won like a lot of titles. And so something to me is like someone who like you guys were together at a point where I don't want to see you are not making a lot of successes, but you are not it's not as big as now, you know. And I was so happy to have him because he's been doing so good. And he's a cool dude too. He was like my boy back in uni. And so far, and more episodes are coming hopefully. But I'm grateful to everyone who came on the show. I'm grateful to all the support, comments, likes, subscribes, everyone. I look into what everyone says. I appreciate everyone who's watching, who's giving some time. I appreciate my guests, who's like making the time and coming. And appreciate my team. Like I have a team, from editors to even like supporters, like thinkers, like people who think, people who get me, like the guests themselves. I really appreciate everyone. I don't want to forget no one. So all of you guys, much love. Appreciate all of the efforts and the time and dedication, and for supporting my craziness.
Man, I can see the happiness in your eyes, like when you're talking about it. Like, you know, it's different between when you're talking about this and when you were telling me about the accounting and the financial.
I mean,
Like,
no, I'm happy.
I can see the joy in your eyes.
I don't want my employer to, you know.
If you're saying this,
This is how I eat.
and it's his words, not mine. Don't put words into my mouth.
No, it's like you know, when once you try something and it's different, yeah, than just imagining it and it coming to real life. And I'm a perfectionist, يعني صراحة. يعني sometimes I stay when I receive the video, when it's like ready, I stay all night reviewing it. A 1 hour video, sometimes 1 hour 30 minutes, 2 hours, whatever. I watch it. I want to check if everything is okay, you know. And then, yani, because my editor is basically based in Hungary, in Europe.
Okay.
So you can understand like the time difference. So sometimes he will finish like editing by 3. Sometimes I'm asleep, sometimes I'm awake. So I review it, like I need to watch it. I need to make sure that everything is okay. Plus like my 9 to 5, you know. But at the same time, I need to perform top tier in both.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I'm making sure like I'm performing here and there, because I care about if I can say improving, growing in my career as an auditor, because at the end of the day, I love numbers. I love, because our job makes you think. You're always thinking, which is nice to me. My brain is working. So I want to improve in this. I want to grow in this. That's why I always ask like my seniors, my managers, like I ask them, like, why is this way? Why is that way? Because I have the art of, I want to understand it on my own first. But at the same time, we also have like, we don't have the luxury of time because we have deadlines to meet. So if khalas, I reach a conclusion where no, then I go and ask. Because for them, it's like a matter of minutes. You do this, because they are more experienced.
Of course, yeah.
And then they have been through this before. So especially if he knows or she knows what they're doing, they'll be like, all you gotta do is 1, 2, 3, 4,
and you're like,
yeah,
mind blown.
Wow,
nothing.
Wow, it's like, and to me, I always tell like my juniors, like the people who are below me, when they ask me, like, or for example, interns, it's like, honestly, to me, an Excel shortcut is something new. Yani, you should appreciate anything you learn.
Okay.
Yeah, you should appreciate anything you learn. And so with that, when it comes to auditing in my career, but when it comes to like podcasting, I just genuinely enjoy it, صراحة. And like when you get some people like who are they have reached somewhere in what they are doing, you yourself, you learn.
Get inspired.
Yeah,
like
you get inspired
in the process. Like you take points on how the journey goes. Because from now, like you look at it, like you have a goal. Like reaching that goal, like might seem super tough because you don't know the steps to get there. But when you speak to people who have already been there, let's say, who have passed this old journey, مثل ما هلا عم تقول انت فرضا عندك auditors which are more experienced, you come to them, they're like this and this done. They already know it.
Yes.
They already have played the game. They finished it. So talking to these people like are gonna inspire you to know, okay, now I know the bullet points.
Yeah.
Now I just have to tailor it in my own way.
Yeah.
In my own craziness, as you said. Yeah. Very true, man.
Yeah. I mean, so and then like I said, like at least I need to watch the video, make sure everything's okay. And by the way, like I edit the audio myself because I don't want to go to too much technicalities, but basically the dynamic microphones, there are 2 types of microphones.
Okay.
There's a condenser microphone and there's a dynamic microphone.
Condenser and dynamic.
Yeah.
Let's start
so
with
condenser has a very high sensitivity. So if we are in a room which is not a proper soundproof room, not properly isolated, not properly soundproofed,
Mhm.
I can hear like the next room, maybe someone from downstairs or outside.
That's sensitive.
I can hear cars. So basically, my personal room it's zero when it comes to soundproofing. So I did so much work, but it's still so bad. So like my mic, when it's like lower on gain, I can hear cars, I can hear, you know. So this mic, it's very sensitive. They use it for like acting, like voiceover, like professional voiceovers and so on. And because it needs good isolation, the better the mic, the more expensive the mic, the more soundproofing and isolation it needs. You know. So that's
Condenser.
That's the condenser microphone. Then we have the dynamic microphones, which is like something like we are using. So this microphone basically has something called pop filter in it.
Okay.
And this helps with like something like the hiss sound, like, you know, huruf like the S and seen. This is like the hiss sound. And like the air sound, like the AC sound, for example, like and other room, like the echo and so on. It helps as much as possible.
To isolate it.
As much as possible. It's not perfection, but as much as possible.
Like, is there a difference between the sound quality of the dynamic and the condenser? Because from what I understood, the condenser is, let's say, the more technical, the more professional.
The sound quality of the condenser is way much better. But I'm not saying that the dynamic microphones are bad. No, they are amazing. But when you buy a microphone, if someone is interested in buying a microphone, you should understand the utilities and like the dynamics you have. You know, then based on that, you buy the mic. Like, I would advise people, before doing anything, do your research, learn like from the experts. And when I started like voiceover, like I just wanted to buy a mic, and that's all. I didn't take no courses, nothing, because, you know, people was telling me about the voice, your voice, da 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 da. Like my voice is known as the deep voice. Yeah. So I wanted to try, what's gonna harm me? Let me buy a mic. And I bought a mic. It was a condenser microphone. I didn't know the difference that time. I bought the mic, and it was an XLR mic. Basically, the XLR mic is like, it's the port, like the cable. It's XLR is basically a cable.
Okay.
So I bought the mic, and with the mic, I bought an XLR cable to a USB. From one side it's an XLR, the other side is USB. Thinking that, I'll just connect it to my laptop to work. You know?
As easy as that, huh?
As easy as
Done,
that.
yalla.
I bought the mic. I was so happy. I think the mic was for 400 dirhams. I was so happy. I went back home. The mic is not working. Okay, what's wrong? I think the guy cheated on me.
I need a refund.
Yeah, I need a refund.
Bring your manager.
So I was like, the mic didn't work. What's wrong? I was like, and then what I do is go on Google, and then I realized that I need an interface for me to use the mic. I was like, okay, that's new for me. So I kept the mic. Same moment I went down, I bought the interface. I think around that time, I didn't like that interface, to be honest. And that was my mistake as well, not doing the research. It was me, I just want to do it, you know. I have this in me, in my DNA, that when I put something in my mind, I want to do it, you know. Especially like when it comes to stuff that I love, like Formula 1, for example.
Yes.
I will watch the race, you know. And so on. Yeah, I bought the interface. The mic started working, but I realized that it was very sensitive.
Do you think that this behavior of like perfecting everything is a good thing always in life?
No, it's not a good thing, because it stops you from releasing stuff, for example. It stops you from finishing what you have to do. It's in everything in life, like in auditing. You want to be like, you want to reach to a perfection, like the perfect working paper. If you keep doing that, you will not finish. You need to
Like perfect doesn't always exist.
because we are humans, you know.
Yeah.
There's nothing as perfection, but it's like when you love something, you always have that thing in you, and it's like, no, we can do better in this video. Let's switch this here. Let's bring
Yes.
it there. You know, I don't like the sound, and so on. Yani, the first video like on my podcast that I released, it was on 180p.
Uh-huh.
And the voice was so bad, like the audio was very low. You see, I'm admitting, yani, we do mistakes.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. And so I realized, I learned. So the next video, we made the quality better. We went to 4K. And then the audio itself, I started working on it. Yani with time, with my, like, when the mic story was like, I think 2020, 2019, something like this. After it, I got in touch with people from the voiceover world. I took courses. Yeah, we will come to the courses part when it comes to the media, not audit. Yeah, when it comes to the media, يعني later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've learned يعني from people like who I thought they were يعني they know what they're doing. And yeah. So yeah, for the next video, we made the quality better. I worked on the audio itself, like with my basic skills that I know, and I still, يعني حتى recently, I saw in the comments that people were saying like the voice is so low and so on. I went and asked, and that's why I appreciate everyone who loves me, يعني, and supports me. Yani when I ask for help, they are helping me. They spend some time on it. I really appreciate it. And they were like, do this, do that, and so on. And I did it, and it's going better and better. So there's perfection might stop you from, when it comes to media, releasing stuff. You know,
like it might, let's say, lag the movement of the cycle.
Yeah,
like because I want it to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I'm not gonna post it unless it's perfect.
And if, for example, if someone has the idea of starting YouTube, يعني, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, you will not get 1 million views from the first video. So your purpose is to release, يعني, cut that fear. If you really love Facebook, YouTube, you want to do content on YouTube, for example, you need to kill that fear of posting. I like by posting, you know, releasing something, uploading something.
Like maybe, let's say, cut the fear of if I posted and I didn't receive the numbers.
Yeah. No,
then I'm a failure and I get frustrated.
Yeah. No, this is fine. But first step is like, you need to post. If you really think this is something you want to do or you want to try, the first step is you posting. No matter what the thing is, يعني, just try, يعني, to your best of like resources. يعني, if you don't have a professional camera, use your phone. If you don't have a phone, borrow someone's phone. يعني, if you want to do something, you will find a way to do it. You know? So the first step is to post. After the posting, then you see what's next. Yani, because the first video is almost the difficult one. So you gotta do it. Talking about courses, to be honest, when it comes to media, what I love about media is like a space where there's no room for like, yani, the sky is the limit. There's no room. You know, like in, for example, accounting, a debit is a debit, a credit is a credit. This will never change. You know, خلاص,
like
this
it
is
never
fixed.
changes. It's always the same.
Yeah,
like 1 + 1 equal 2. Done.
Yeah, medicine is like the same. You know, if someone has a headache, you take this. If someone, you know, it's fixed, but they do research, you know, to improve. Something similar for accounting, because accounting is a social science. Things change. Yani, for example, COVID came. So they had to do like accountants, like IFRS, for example, they had to do the research on how we should treat COVID. Accountants
are researching how to treat COVID.
Exactly. Yeah, because for example, someone will come like, we stopped because of COVID. Wallah, مثلا, since your experience is in like healthcare.
Okay.
So like the healthcare business يعني some like مثلا let's say for example you're taking installments from a patient.
Correct.
Yeah, he will be like والله يا أخي I lost my job.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please post the installments?
Mm-hmm.
And it happens يعني
Correct.
businesses post the installments. So there's an accounting treatment for this.
Mm-hmm.
There's an accounting treatment for this. So that's where the research happens. That's why accounting is a social science. When it comes to media, this is my personal opinion. I'm not advising anyone, but this is my mind and this is how crazy I am. You take the courses,
Okay.
learn the fundamentals. This is my advice.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do voiceover, look for someone who knows voiceover, who has courses, for example, offered.
Mm-hmm.
Learn it, but do you. Put your own character into it. Like now, podcasting is streaming. Everyone is
Very
doing
true.
a podcast.
Everyone is doing it.
Everyone wants to start a podcast, and now this is life, and this is where businesses comes.
Mm-hmm.
Because making a business is as easy as seeing where the issue is and fixing it. You offer your client like fix this issue.
Yes.
For example, COVID. اللي هو delivery apps were booming.
Oh, boomed. Everything.
You cannot go nowhere. We can go.
Services, e-commerce have boomed by the time.
So it's as simple as
finding solutions that matches the situation.
Exactly. So for me, I'm ready to take the courses and so on. I don't mind. It's always good to learn from someone who's been there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I will not listen. I will my podcast. I will do it. I will do it my way, the way I want to do it. I will only listen to advice to people who I trust, and like, it might not match my vision, but I will listen to it. But like, the fundamentals might be like you need to do A, B, and C. What I like about media is you don't need to do A, B, and C. If I need to do A, B, and C, that's why I'm telling you not to be professional. There are people on YouTube using their phones for years. They made money. They have the money to go and buy professional cameras. They're not doing it. They're on their phones. And it's working. And people are watching them and waiting for them to post. You know? So to me, it's like, there's no room for media.
What do you think is more important? Like, why do you think those people are succeeding? Do you think like production is as important as the content? Like, what do you think people are looking for?
So, example, I'll quote something from the Badr episode, Badr Saleh. So he's one of the legends of YouTube. So he knows what he's talking about. He was like, so basically, in YouTube, why it's different? Because like there's entertainment and there's edutainment. So basically, sometimes you go on YouTube because you want to learn something.
Correct.
And sometimes you want to go and watch something funny. Open, for example, Badr al-Youtubi, his show.
Yes,
and laugh. I want to eat. خلاص, and I want to watch something.
Yes.
So so people are succeeding because مثلا in YouTube they know what to do. They know the formula of YouTube and what to do. Is it edutainment? Is it entertainment? Like this other side. So
like they're supporting, let's say they're entertaining certain part of the audience. Like for example, مثل عم تقول أنت بدر صالح أو any of the others. Like people go to them because they are looking for that particular thing. They're looking to laugh. They're looking for a song. They're looking for an ad.
You reach to a level with the entertainment part في مثلا part of vlogging where someone hi guys today I'm كذا رحت المكان الفلاني. For this مثلا Badr was saying for this category because you like the person the person himself. والله يا أخي I like his looks مثلا. I like his charisma. He's funny. I like him, that's why. And the other side is because this guy is giving me education. You are learning about something. And for example, now that there's like a trending, مثلا, let's say story or whatever, people usually are waiting for someone to come and talk about the story. إنه والله يا أخي yesterday scenario A happened. So they are waiting for someone, especially if someone they like, who's like, his content is about trending stuff where he comes and talk about the story. They are waiting for it, So if you know the formula, it works. But to me, honestly, يعني I want to do it my own way. يعني the way I see it.
Which I think is like, if you look at it, like everyone who's, let's say, reached a successful point in life, they always just do themselves. They بيعملوا دائما يعني الشيء اللي they لنقول deliver their mind. They deliver their mind into the content.
Yeah.
So they just do you.
Yeah.
And eventually يعني you're gonna attract the people who match you in a sense.
Yeah.
عرفت كيف؟ يعني just do you, and بالأخير إلا ما يجي لك حدا إنه to match your mentality. It's like you're a magnet.
Yeah.
وعم يجيك حواليك العالم اللي بتطابق أنت.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's يعني صراحة يعني when it comes to media, that's why I said the sky is the limit. يعني no one has the true formula of how things are working. يعني until today, I'm telling everyone, for example, TikTok. Nobody knows how it works. That's my personal opinion. يعني no offense to any of the marketing geniuses or some anyone. There's something يعني صراحة I don't understand in TikTok. يعني أنا in my personal account I have videos of 300k and I have videos of 300 views only. So and like some of these videos are exactly the same. يعني the same concept, the same idea, the same edit, the same everything.
So why this not that?
Is TikTok looking for يعني إثارة جدل مثلا? What are they looking for exactly يعني? So I don't
like what's the formula that they're using to
exactly يعني what's the algorithm يعني how does it work, you know? So I think it's just a matter of you posting. Just post. I don't know, that's يعني my personal experience, to be honest. يعني حتى أنا it's weird يعني حتى it's like my editor's like okay let's try doing this, let's try doing that, you are doing this, let's not do this, you know. يعني it works يعني I listen to him because يعني whatever he introduced to me it was working, so I listened to him.
Very interesting, man.
To me, to be honest, to everyone who wants to do media, just start, man. Just start, learn the fundamentals. You always have to respect the fundamentals, respect people who are like were there before, but you have to put your character in it. Because, for example, people don't want to see another Mausali. They want to see
another
Mausali, which is me.
Yes, Mausali.
Yeah, they want to see someone else, you know. So just put your taste in it. That's what I would say, to be honest.
Like I 100% agree on this, man. Like the way you see it, like even companies, actors, musicians على سبيل المثال, like country music, like only people who like country music were gonna go for a certain, let's say, singer, certain kaza.
Yeah.
So you're gonna categorize people, you're gonna categorize your name, you're gonna categorize your podcast, your media channel into a funnel, and people are gonna start coming in for it.
Yeah. يعني when it comes to music مثلا, that's why I'm telling you the sky's the limit. يعني I have a friend who يعني we talk, يعني we have deep talks. He was telling me, I don't know if you know Kanye West.
Of course.
Yeah. He was telling me that Kanye West sees audio and hears images.
Sees audio and hears images.
Yeah. This might sound so weird, but if you go deep in his music, because basically Kanye is a producer before being a rapper, you can relate to this. So if you have this media craziness, you can relate and know, yes, oh wow, how did you even think of this, you know?
What does that mean? Like, because I didn't understand, what does that mean?
It's like, I don't know how to explain it, to be honest, but it's like, for example, Kanye West, as crazy as he is, but it's like if you listen to his music, to the way he compresses his instruments like beats, you'd be like, okay, wow, the audio is, you can see the audio, imagine, like while you're listening, imagine something, you're imagining something, you're not just listening, you're actually seeing something. And to me, especially when he's working with Kid Cudi, like another artist, his name is Kid Cudi, when these two are producing music, it's like you're actually seeing, not just listening, you're seeing something. You know what I mean? So that's why when it comes to media, music, video production, everything, يعني صراحة sky's the limit, to be honest, and that's why I like it. يعني to be honest, I can see something in me that I can go beyond and do something يعني useful to me and useful to everyone. Why not?
I see, like, benefit the society that you're in, like, keep a touch in where you are.
Yeah.
Like, keep something to be for people to remember you with.
Exactly.
Like, create a name for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, in the end, like, what do you think is our purpose in life? Like, why do you think we are here? What do you think we are doing? For you, like,
I mean, to me, honestly, first of all, is to worship, of course, and then like, do people good. That's very important to me, to be honest. I mean, like, I believe in karma. Yani, you should treat people nicely. If you don't treat them nicely, it's gonna get back to you. Even if you don't treat them nicely, I mean, even if they don't treat you nice, you, as much as possible, try to be nice to them. Because, you know, at the end of the day, yani, we are humans. So one day I'm okay, one day I'm not, one day I'm pissed, one day I'm angry, one day I don't feel like talking to anyone. It doesn't mean that I'm not a nice person, but like maybe I'm drained. I just want my own zone.
Very true.
And you realize this, the more you grow, you realize this, that I just want my own zone. I mean, try to be nice to people as much as possible. I don't know if people might agree with me, but I honestly love my culture so much. I love my country, Sudan. I love like the African continent itself. I love it, and I'm not ashamed of representing it and showing it to the world. You know,
like, man, in the end, where it's like, I don't know. Like, it's how, like, we are all literally, like, how shall I put it? Like, I don't know why the people usually have the differentiation into cultures. Like,
no, it's beautiful. Yani, it's beautiful. You get
like, some people oppose. Like, some people like, okay, like, we only like ourselves, we only like our culture, we support it, and to help for everyone else.
For me, it's like, it was interesting. Yani, I told you I love accents. So it's like, I realized it's like nice to, you know, get to know like other people's cultures. And like the beautiful thing about the fact that I grow here, Aslan, like in UAE, like you see a lot of nationalities. Yani, you see a lot of people. So it's good to know their culture. Yani, for example, if you know, for example, someone's culture, you will know, like, for example, people from this culture, they don't like doing this, or it's not common in their culture doing this. It will save you,
like, understanding their 100%. Why they do this, why don't they do that. Because, like, you see, for example, when an action of someone, let's say from a certain country, we see it as, oh, what are they doing? Like, it's not appropriate for us.
Exactly. And then, like, in UAE, man, you get to have Indian food, you get to have Sudani food, you get to have Lebanese food, Syrian food,
very diverse.
You know, Gulf food, like, yeah. So it's so nice. يعني I enjoy cultures. I enjoy to get to know people. يعني صراحة, that's why I tell you I love accents. يعني one of the countries I've been to was Nigeria. I went for my best friend's wedding, and that was like one of the best experiences I had, because I already love their people. Like the energy is beautiful, and it's like the country is so green. يعني, which is because we grew up in the city. I love يعني living in the city, but يعني sometimes you need that escape.
You need that, let's say, attachment to nature.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very nice to get to know cultures, especially like I can see, like, for example, like my cousins, my sister, they like the Japanese and the Korean culture. It's so nice. Like, get to know the culture. Like, what's wrong? Just get to know it. If you don't want to follow it, don't. You want to follow it, follow it. It's up to you. But get to know the culture. And to me, like I said, the fact that I love accents, and it's useful for me when it comes to acting, when it comes to the voice, maybe learning. Yani, every dialect has their own like words, like terminologies. Learning like new words, new terminologies, and Like I gave you the example of like my colleagues who are like Lebanese.
Yes.
I'm learning new words every day, which is good to my bank,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, people get to know people. It's nice because we are humans. Our purpose of life is to socialize.
Socialize.
You need to socialize. You cannot, if you don't socialize, it's not healthy. Yes, you need your own time, you need your own zone, but our nature is socialize. Our nature is not you
We're
being
social
alone.
creatures.
Yeah.
We are social creatures.
Yes.
Like when you look at it, you see the people with the healthy social circle in their life. They live longer, they live happier, they live healthier lives. Because in the end, like, what differentiates us from animals, like why didn't we evolve, let's say, in this extent, is that we live in groups, like we are social, we team together to, let's say, overcome the situations of life.
100%.
Yeah,
Teamwork.
very true,
They say
man.
teamwork
very
makes the dream work.
Very true, man. Muhammad, it's been a pleasure, صديقي.
Thank you for having me.
All the best. يعني, I was really happy with this, and I wish you nothing but happiness in your life, for you, your family, your friends. And thank you very much for accepting the invite.
The pleasure is all mine.
And I wish to see you later on, man.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.